Welcome everybody to the very first PCDC Motorsports ACC League stream. I'll be your host for today. My name is Senna Stoffmail, and people on Discord also know me as Husky. Before we go to qualifying here, let's take a look at the track overview. So we're racing at Silverstone today. It's round 4 in the championship. We're in Northamptonshire in England. Silverstone has 18 turns, and the track length is 5.891 kilometers or 3.661 miles long. The race format for today is we had a 60-minute warm-up going on. 20 minutes of qualifying will start shortly in about 2 or so minutes, and after that we'll have a 60-minute race. We'll have one mandatory tire change, so drivers are free to take fuel during their pit stop, because the pit stop will be 30 seconds long anyway, and there'll be a 10-minute pit window about halfway through the race. We'll also have a rolling start. Before we go to qualifying, I'd like to show you the current standings. Alright, when we take a look at the standings, we can see that Vincent Erbrich is in first with 63 points. We have Marcus Lawrence in second with 42 points. Benny Benzel in third with 37 points. Jordan Wansick in fourth with 37 points. We have Domi Person right behind there with 36 points, only 1 point difference. Then we have Tony Hurst, who's in 6th position with 33 points. Shane Thomas in 7th with 27 points. Then we have, 1 second here, Joshua Layson, who's in 8th. Martin de Knecht in 9th. Andrew Harvey in 10th, Hugo de Witt in 11th, Ryan Daniels in 12th, Colin Tuck in 13th, Paul Davies in 14th, and 15th we have Ian Assels. In 16th we have Morgan Short, in 17th Dennis Odegoff, in 18th I believe it's Andrew Phillips. And we have Doug Cooper in 19th and Georg Prebil in 20th. The remaining drivers from 21st to 28th haven't scored any points, so that basically means they haven't competed yet. So with that said, let's head straight into qualifying. All right, we're following along with Marcus Lawrence here, which is one of the probably the fastest drivers we're going to see today. He's put up some very promising times on the leaderboards, and he was looking good in warm-up as well. So we'll follow him around to see what he can do. We have a decent turnout today, 17 people, not too bad. See, the drivers are taking an easy lap in, trying to heat their tires, because obviously we're racing at night and it's hard to keep temperature into the tires. See, Marcus Lawrence is going for his first lap here. I think he's coming up to a back marker. Or not a back marker, I should say, someone on their out lap, so let's hope they don't cause any issues for him. Yeah, we can see he's flashing his lights there. Hopefully that driver gets out of the way for him. Oof, just in time. It's not looking like a bad first lap here for Marcus Lawrence. Oh, a bit wide there. Let's take a look here. We have, I believe, Vincent Erbrich right behind him as well. He might have gotten hindered a little bit by the outlapping car. Alright, we will see here what kind of benchmark Marcus Lawrence. So I think his last lap actually got invalidated. Oh, there we go. A 1:57.894. Vincent Erbrich right behind there. 6/10 is the difference. Vincent is also known to be quite fast, especially in quali. So it's quite a surprise to see Marcus Lawrence so far ahead. But obviously people are just setting their benchmark times. And I'm sorry I didn't have the sounds on. Good thing that you noticed, Ariel, because I would have carried on the whole stream without the sound. Should be better now. Hopefully. Sorry, it's my first time, guys. I apologize. I'm just a poor boy. Alright, we are seeing quite a time difference here on the timesheets. You can see the closest person to Marcus Lawrence at the moment is Vincent Erbrich with who's 6/10 behind, and there's gaps of 3 seconds and 6 seconds. So hopefully the likes of Phillips and Harvey and Tuck can catch up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a lap here with Colin Tuck. He'll definitely be looking to improve his time there. As Vincent Erbrich comes across the line, he's managed to put his car 3/10 away from Marcus Lawrence. You can see Benny Benzel getting his first time in 1.4 seconds off, and Jordan Wansink 1.7 seconds off. Shane as well, 2.4 seconds off, not too bad. Eight minutes left in qualifying. There's a lot of people that haven't put a lap in yet. Maybe they're not quite familiar to the track. Maybe they're running wide somewhere, cutting a little bit. Could all invalidate their lap. See, it seems that Benny Benzel has crept up a little bit further within the 1 second range of P1. Follow Me person also setting a time 1.7 seconds off in a Porsche. Take a look here at Jordan Wansink in the Nissan GTR. I believe it's, yes, one of two. Him together with Benny Benzel, both are doing the Nissan. He just improved his time as well, 1.9 seconds off. Wow, actually Marcus Lawrence just improved his time by about 5/10, I believe, which has put the closest person to him 8/10 away. That's quite a gap. You can see now that some more people are getting their times in. Seems like Wansink is really pushing his car to get the fullest out of it. But will it be enough to improve? I'm sure during the week I've seen him, I believe I've seen him put faster times on the leaderboard, so... Oh, Ryan Daniels sneaking in between there, 1.6 seconds off in 4th position. Let's take a look at him. Right after we complete 1/6 lap here. Seems that Wansink hasn't been able to improve his time, so he just pulled over and back to the pits. See Ryan Daniels about 3/10 up at the moment on the relative that I can see. Simple livery, looks quite good, black and white. 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. We can see most people now are finally getting their times in. And we can see from 1st to 14th, the gap has come down to about 5 seconds, as there was some wild times out there at the start. Ryan Daniels still looking to be 3/10 up, half a second up actually. The rate he's going at, he might actually get close to taking that number 3 spot off of Benny Benzel there. See what he does. Ooh, 1/10 off of 3rd place for Ryan Daniels. A nice drift to end, I guess. See if there's any more people trying to improve their time. Let's take a look. Who's in 12th place? Andre Phillips in the Ferrari. Green and white livery. We have Marcus Lawrence right behind there. I don't know if he's on a flyer. I don't believe so. Else he could be trying to use the slipstream. Let's see, Andre Phillips is about 7/8 up here. That will actually move him up about 2 positions, I believe. There we go. 10th position for Andre Phillips. Take a look here, Doug Cooper as well. He's about 7 or 8 tenths up. Let's see if he can improve. Oh, up to 10th position. That was a good lap for Doug Cooper. Seems that as we're getting to the closing stages, no one can really get close to Marcus Lawrence if he if this is what the race pace is going to be like. He might be a lonely race for him if he manages to pull away. Let's see if there's any other people improving their times. Let's go on board with Jordan Wansink again. He's looking to improve his time. I think from what I've heard from him, I mean, knowing Jordan, I think a top 3 should be possible for him. So he'd be looking to snatch it off of Benny Benzel's hands. Getting to the closing stages here, about 30 seconds left, which means people are going to get their last laps in very soon here. Oh, let's take a look here at Alpha Lobster. Seems like he made a mistake because he's slowing down. Let's keep watching Jordan then. No one really improving their times anymore, it seems like. We come to the end of this qualifying session. There we go. Everyone will be rounding up their laps. It seems like no one is improving. So from here on, we will take a small break and we'll return to you once we are on the grid. Actually, let's not take the break yet. Yeah, it looks maybe Domi didn't quite get the setup right for this one, being about a second off from Ryan Daniels. Maybe the track doesn't suit him. Could all be factors. Number 2 driver. I don't know. They'll have to discuss that amongst themselves. Let's hope it's not a toxic relationship. Let's hope they can get along. Is there anyone else posting a lap? Let's take a look at Shane Thomas here. Tries to get a lap in. Does he improve? Nope. Alright, about 5 minutes till race start. We'll take a small break here, and we will be right back with you with the full grid rundown. I'll see you in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Let's... Welcome back, everybody. We're having some technical issues with the grid graphic since I'm having to do it all on my own. So we'll just run down the grid like this while they're on their warm-up lap. We'll have Marcus Lawrence in first, Vincent Ehrbrich in second, then Benny Benzel in third, Ryan Daniels in fourth, Jordan Wansink in fifth. Then we'll have Tony Hurst in sixth, Domi Person in seventh, Paul Davies in eighth, Ian Assels in ninth. Let's see who's Shane Thomas in 10th, Andrew Harvey in 11th, Doug Cooper in 12th, Andre Phillips in 13th, Alan Day in 14th. Then we'll have Garrett Walsh in 15th, Colin Tuck in 16th, and Dennis Odegoff in saying 19th, but it's 17th, of course. And as we get to the end of the formation lap, we'll take a look at our leader here, Marcus Lawrence, who has been able to put his car quite a bit ahead of his opposition, so we'll see if he can continue the trend from the race start. You can see everyone desperately trying to get some heat into their tires. Obviously at night they're gonna cool down, and we had some talks that before, and a lot of people seem to be struggling for temperature. But I'm guessing that is going to be the case for most people. Alright, as we're coming to the last few corners here, we can see the grid is starting to bunch up. Everyone's getting in position. Now the question will be, when will Marcus Lawrence decide when the race will start? And we have the green light. Here we go for round 4 at Silverstone in the PCDC ACC League. Oh, immediately Vincent Ehrbrich is side by side with Marcus Lawrence. Let's see, he will actually slot in right behind Marcus Lawrence. Seems like Marcus had a good run so far. As we see the cars in the background, it seems like everyone is as we have a car, I think that's Ryan Daniels off to the side there. It seems that everyone got a clean start though, so that's good to see. Alright, so far the gaps are really close. Nice to see the field like this. Look at that, what a beautiful sight, Silverstone at night. Of course, everyone will be trying to get in the groove a little bit. It's always a bit tense at the race start as we get to the long straight. Seems like Lawrence is already pulling a little bit of a gap. Let's look a bit further down the fields. As we're looking at Ian Assels right now in the Porsche. Wow, that the best of the rest, so to say, is quite close together. Alright. As we have the first lap in the books, it seems like the grid is now splitting up a little bit into smaller packs, and we'll start to see maybe a couple of battles forming. Oh, someone went around there. I think that was Ryan Daniels. Oh, if the camera can keep track. Let's see if we can... Oh yeah, he dropped down the grid massively, all the way to the back. Let's take a quick look what happened there. Let's see if we can see anything. Oh, there was... Okay, so Ryan lost control and someone actually almost smacked into the back of him. He recovered quite quickly, but that could have been bad, and I think as one of those slides can really ruin your tires, he might have some issues going through that first stint, and he'll be probably glad that he can change the tires. Everything's looking good now. Let's take a look at some of the maybe closer fights on track. I don't see any at the moment. This the back of the grid here, that seems to be where the closest fights are going on. Daniels will be, I think, started 5th on the grid, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be looking to get back up there as soon as possible. Let's take a look at Alan Day here. Oh, he has gone off, unfortunately. Let's see if we can take a look at that. Oh. P6, P7 battle. Let's take a look at that. We have Paul Davies being chased by Ian Assels. P6 and P7. Looking at the lap times, it seems like Ian is a tiny bit faster, but obviously it's hard to tell from looking at only a handful of laps. But he is really closing up to Paul Davies here. These long swooping corners, seems like Paul Davies might have a bit of the advantage there over Ian. As now the gap is about 6-7 tenths. Go on this back straight. Assels might close up with the slipstream though. Very different lines into that corner right there. Assels runs a bit wide. Yeah, they look very similar on pace, so that might be a battle for the rest of the race here. Let's take a look from Ian's perspective here. Let's ride on board with Ian here. As we go to the long straight, it seems like Paul Davies has pulled a bit of a gap again. Paul Davies seems to be closing up to P5, actually. Let's go on board with him. To the Honda of Gareth Walsh, I think. No. My mistake. Tony Hurst is in the Honda in front. Seems like Paul Davies is really starting to get into his rhythm and catching up to the Honda there. As this battle further develops, oh wow, just Paul Davies went really late on the braking there, but it worked. He closed right up to Tony Hurst there. As we come onto the long straight again, you might be able to work with the slipstream here a little bit. Yeah, it seems that Paul is quite a bit more aggressive on the brakes, and he's actually making up the time in the corners towards Tony Hurst. Oh, let's see. Ian Assels is actually caught up right up to Paul Davies there, as we have a three-way battle here. Look at that on the back straight. Paul Davies is closing in. So is Ian Assels. Let's take a further look down the grid with Garrett Walsh. Looked like he was close there for a second, but might be mistaken. No, they're running quite far apart. Let's go back to that fight for P5, 6, and 7. These guys seem fairly matched on pace, so this is going to be interesting. See if they can keep it up. Let's actually look from the perspective of Tony Hurst in the Honda. I think the only Honda on the grid from all the signups that there has been. These guys, they don't necessarily seem to be able to really get close to make a move, but they're kind of just running evenly apart, and they're about running the same pace. But we do start to see quite a gap forming now at the front. Let's take a little look at Marcus Lawrence here. He's just, well, you can see the gap. He's pulled about 3.3 seconds on second place of Vincent Ebrich. But it looked like, from what I could see pre-race, he looked really comfortable on the track, and he spent a lot of time doing setup work. So that must have paid off for him. Yeah, for him it's he's comfortably lapping. If we look at the lap times, Marcus Lawrence is doing, his last lap was a 58.1, with the last lap of Vincent Ebrich being a 59.1. So that's a second slower. We're about 5 laps in, and he's, oh, something went wrong there. Someone is in the pits. I think someone disconnected George Prebill. Let's take a look at Domi Person here. See if there's anything we can see on the replay, because Domi Persons has just gotten a drive-through. So let's take a look at the replay here, see if we see anything specific that could have caused it. As it doesn't look like his car is damaged or... Yeah, nothing Nothing out of the ordinary. Can only guess what is wrong. Maybe he extended the track a little bit, cut it. Not sure. My guess is that he'll probably serve the penalty as soon as he can. Not sure. That's a strange one. Yeah, we see him going into the pits here for that drive-through. Wow, that is really unfortunate for Domi. You know, he had there was the top 10 pace, maybe even top 5 if he, you know, had a bit of luck there, and this is quite a big blow for him, probably having to serve this drive-through. He's gonna lose a lot of time with this. Let's see how far he is behind as soon as he gets out of the pits here. Take a look here. Yeah, looking at my relative, he lost about 17 seconds to that drive-through, which is gonna be devastating, obviously. Alright. Let's take a look here at the E-Team Brit driver, Alan Day, in the Aston Martin. I'm not sure what the experience he has with the platform of ACC. I mainly know he does. I've seen his iRacing streams and such, and I know he does iRacing, but yeah, the Connect. I think also Domi usually has a trick up his sleeve. You know, he probably planned this all out with some intense mathematical calculations. I'm sure he'll figure something out there. But yeah, so Alan Day, an E-Team Brit driver. And obviously this is E-Team Brit is a team that raises awareness for people with disabilities, and you know, it's just to prove that people with disabilities can also compete on a level like anyone else. And we can see Alan Day is doing just that here in 12th position. He's in a bit of no man's land right now, just running his own race, but again, I don't know what his experience is with ACC itself, Assetto Corsa. But that's it's a good-looking Aston with the white and purple. As he hit the curb there, you know, a little hard there. Seems like the grid is quite spread out. Actually, let's take a look at Shane Thomas here. He's closed right up to Ian Astles in the Bentley. I believe this to be the only Bentley as well on the grid, Shane Thomas, so you know, a brave choice. I've driven the Bentley myself in season 1 of our league, and a decent car. He'll be looking to close up here. It's within half a second. Normally the Bentley is pretty good on power, so maybe with a bit of slipstream and a bit of help he can make a move here on Ian Astles. 8 laps in, our leader Marcus Lawrence is still holding steady. Still has about a 5-second gap to P2. We follow Shane around here to one of the straights. Yeah, it seems that a lot of people are actually struggling catch up here. It might be the dirty air that's playing parts. But as soon as they get within half a second, it seems that they're not able to make that final push to get the overtake. Yeah, that half a second gap is remaining about the same. Seems though. Here, I don't know what's going on here between Paul Davies and Lobster. They're still quite close together. And in the background there we have Ian Assels and Shane there, Thomas Shane. Yeah, Ian has been... Oh, let's see. Oh, Ian dropped back actually. That is interesting. Now side by side. Shane Thomas into Bentley. Oh, how will this go? Oh, he concedes the corner. Maybe a smart decision to get the cut back. Well, let's see what they do into this S section here. Wow, this is maybe if Ian gets a good exit out of here onto the straight, he'll be able to set up a move in this with a slipstream, which we might see happen here. He has a good run. Will he be able to get the overtake here? Not enough. Not close enough. As Shane holds his line there. Oh, they're looking close. Shane goes defensive. This is a close battle. Oh, Ian there again with a really good run. Seems like he's not getting quite close enough to make that move. Thomas Shane driving quite defensively though. This is this must create an opportunity for Assels at some point. Oh, closing right up on their braking there. And people are mentioning in the chat Porsche is really good on the brakes. Rubik's, it's the fuel situation is a choice. So the pit stop, you will take tires. You have to take tires, and in the meanwhile you can refuel. So the pit stop will take at least 30 seconds, but obviously, let's say you want to fill your car up with the tire change, you're able to, but people can also start with a full tank if they so wish to. But I think if you take, let's say, half a tank, you should be able to, you know, take the rest of your fuel under your tire change. So yes, you'll see people usually taking lower fuel, or like just half a tank to what they need, and then as the race continues, they'll during the pit stop they'll just take the remaining fuel they need. I mean, for all we know, we could be saving fuel. You could do that, but I mean, it wouldn't matter much. No, you see, the fuel goes at the same time, so it doesn't matter if you take you know, the time is gonna be the same for the pit stop. Here in these slower sections is where the Porsche should be able to close up to the Bentley. I know the Bentley is quite poor in slower, like medium, slow corners, so... Let's take a look here at someone we haven't... Oh, actually, Assholes is now in 3/10. This is getting close here. Seems like he's not able to get that final little bit of pace to get that overtake. Let's take a look here at someone we haven't taken a look at yet. Let's go to Benny Benzel there, the Nissan GTR, mean-looking car. The pit window will open with about 35 minutes left in the race. And it will close again with about 25 minutes remaining. So we have a 10-minute pit window, in which case we might see people like Ian Assholes that are stuck behind someone try to get a good pit stop with maybe, you know, a bit of a risky pit entry. A really good pit entry could make an undercut work, I guess. But as we look at Benny Benzel here, he's also been running his race. Bit of no man's land. If you look from P1 to P4, they're all just running their own pace. Alright, 35 minutes left. It seems like Marcus Lawrence has pulled a nice comfortable gap, 7.2 seconds. If nothing changes, he doesn't make any mistakes, it's looking like he might just comfortably get a win here. Yeah, so the top four are quite far apart, as we see Jordan Wansink there in the background, or in the foreground. Take a look here. Ian has seemed to up down a bit again. Yeah, so the gap is starting to open up. Maybe Shane is taking advantage of the straight line speed there. Obviously Silverstone is those two quite long straights that Bentley's gonna be in a good position. As we just heard, the pit window has opened, so we might see people like Ian coming into the pits. Maybe if he feels that he can, you know, with some new tires and some clean air, that he might be able to put a good lap in. We'll keep an eye on how all the pit stops go. Don't see any battles developing. Everyone's kind of, there's 1 second gaps, 2 seconds gaps. Let's take a look at Marcus Lawrence here. My guess is, since he has such a lead, he'll just be looking to expand that as much as he can. So we might see him pit towards the end of the pit window. Obviously, I don't know how the tire wear is on the McLaren, but if he feels comfortable, which, you know, his lap times are still, they're looking fairly alright. Let's see. The last lap was a 58.6, which is about 0.6 slower than his fastest lap. You can see people like Jordan Wansink entering the pits. Ryan Daniels is also in the pits. Let's see here, Ryan Daniels, he had that spin at the start, but he's already under the radar, kind of made up quite a bit of positions again from all the way from the back. Seems that And there we see Jordan going out again. Let's see how he fares here. So you now see Colin Tuck also going into the pit. So Jordan preferring to take his tires sooner rather than later. Maybe he had, you know, a bit of sliding going on. Maybe felt like a new set would really help him. So we now see our leader coming into the pit for his pit stop. And also P2 Vincent Ebrich. So P1 to 3 are all going in the pits now. All taking tires, so they're just mimicking the leader at the moment, trying to stay with him, trying to keep a good eye. As we see Paul Davies here, who's momentarily going to take the lead, I believe. We see Thomas Shane also going into the pit. So the leader has, well, the net leader has left the pit just now. Paul Davies, he seems to be feeling comfortable on his tires since he's elected not to pit yet. Or maybe he just wants to kind of split his stint. About half-half. Okay, now we have a whole... So I already said Thomas Shane was going into pit. Looks like Andrew Harvey is also going in the pit. Oh, this seems a whole load of people going into the pit here. Oh, as we have some really close racing here as Harvey comes out of the pits. I believe that is Ryan Daniels. That is right on his tail there.
Keep it up.
As we're at the halfway point of the race. Oh, Ryan Daniels has a really good run here. Oh, Ryan is going for the move on the inside. Harvey does a good job to keep it on the outside there. Ooh, this is a good battle developing here. Ryan again with a really good run. He's going to pull alongside. Is he going to do it? No, the Merc seems to have the straight line speed there. He might make a move under the braking. Oh yes, move on the inside here. Will he be able to? Side by side again, they're leaving each other plenty of space. Ryan is looking for the cutback. A really good run out of the corner. But obviously onto the straight he can... It's hard to go side by side there. And then the Merc on the straight is gonna just pull away probably. Ryan is looking hungry though. That's throwing Harvey off a little bit, it seems. He's altering his lines. This Ryan is right up the back of him again. This is a really good battle. Oh, a really good run from Daniels again. Will he be able to pull it off this time? Ooh. It's a dangerous place to try and overtake, so good that he pulled out. Maybe he'll get a good run on the back straight here. She seems to have done. Here we go. This should be it for Ryan Daniels. This is his chance. Paul Davies now into the pit. On the inside, is he able to stick it? Yes, it does look like it. And Ryan Daniels made it work. And immediately pulls a gap right after he passed there. So let's see if Harvey can actually keep up. I'm not sure now because I'm seeing Tony Hurst at the front, I believe. Ryan Daniels is now comfortably pulling away, I believe. Let's take a look at Tony Hurst here. I'm pretty sure he hasn't pitted yet. So let's hope he doesn't forget. He should come in this time around, because else he's gonna fall outside the pit window. Which he might do. Has he forgotten? Oh no, this is the other, this is the old pit stop. Never mind. Yeah, so Tony Hurst should be coming in this lap in the Honda. And then in the meanwhile, if we look at Marcus Lawrence, he has pulled a tremendous lead of 13 seconds. There we go. Here he comes into the pits. We'll take a look afterwards where he comes out. Let's actually take a look here. Yeah, I think he's about 10 seconds short for a stop here, so we might... well, I guess we'll see what happens, but I think that might be a disqualification. So he hasn't planned out that stop quite how he should have.
The pit window is closing now.
Ooh, we'll see what happens with him here. Back to our leader for a second here, who's running a real comfortable lead. Let's see once Tony Hurst comes out here if he'll actually get a penalty for that. But yeah, all around, Marcus Lawrence running a really comfortable race there. So he's come out in... is it 5th position? Nothing has shown up yet, but it might only be, maybe we'll see a penalty soon, but maybe the penalty doesn't apply once you enter the pits in the pit window. As long as you enter the pit in the pit window, maybe it's fine. I'm not sure about that. While the field is so spread out, let's give a little love to people a bit further down. Take a look at... oh. Okay. Let's take a little bit of a break here and see if I can get my connection back. I will be right back. Alright, we are back. I briefly lost connection to the server there. It wasn't on my end because everything else seemed to be fine. The stream still seemed to be up, so I guess that's just a subtle course of thing. One of the disadvantages now is one of the things we found out is that apparently when people are already running on the track at night and you join the server afterwards, their lights don't work. So we'll be running in stealth mode here for the remainder of the race. We see Marcus Lawrence here. Let's actually go on board with him for a bit and enjoy the sound of the McLaren. That was a lap on board with our leader there. Unfortunately, he's in full stealth mode in his McLaren, so the headlights aren't working, but we can see there's almost a burning exhaust there at the back, which is also, you know, pretty nice, I guess. See if there's any other battles developing here. We still have the likes of Tony Hurst, Shane Thomas, and Ian Assels running quite close together. But the rest of the field seems to be quite spread out. Let's also take a look here at Domi Person, who has, even though he had a drive-through, managed to work his way up to 13th, which isn't bad. You know, it was an unfortunate setback at the start there, but he's just running his own race, and his lap times are actually looking really competitive. He's last lap was 59.9 there, which is faster than a couple of people in front of him, so we might see him closing up to the back of Doug Cooper towards the end of the race. But needless to say, he'll probably be a bit disappointed by that drive-through. See if there's any other gaps. Oh, Ryan Daniels also just running his race. The closest battle on track is still between Tony Hurst, or Alpha Lobster as he calls himself, and Shane Thomas there, which is also not really a battle at the moment. They're kind of staying within 1.5 seconds of each other. You know, fair play though of Tony of getting that Honda up to 6th position. It's not the easiest cars to get fast with, I think. I think it needs a lot of setup work to be fast. But he's showing that it can be a very competitive car as he comes up to a back marker. Yes, I think so. He's coming up to Garrett Walsh there, who moves out of the way nicely. Take a look here. Civil Geek also not ask Garrett Walsh. He'll have Shane Thomas on the back of him as well. He'll need to let him through. Who's also kind of, I don't want to say off the pace, but he's been running his own race. Quite peculiar though. His fastest lap was 3 or 4 seconds faster than his last lap. So I'm guessing he's just dealing with a lot of traffic right now that he has to let through, and that is slowing him down quite a bit. Oh, there we have one person's headlight that came back on. Also take a look at Andre Phillips here. He's also just been running his own race, but you know, fair play to the guys at the back. They've kept at it. Seem to have kept their car clean, and you know, they'll be in for a decent finish. As long as you don't get into any major incidents with anyone, and you can just kind of work on your skill on the track with some other people, that can also count for a lot. So we now see with 15 minutes remaining, the gap from P1 to P2 is about 15 seconds. So it shows that Marcus Lawrence is really feeling comfortable in that car. And as we're coming towards the end there doesn't seem to be much battles going on at the moment. Everyone's kind of split up, driving their own race. Looking at the lap times, we might see towards the end Ryan Daniels challenging Ian Astles for P8. That might be a thing. But yes, Andre Phillips doing a good job keeping his car on the track. Oh, we can see someone went into the pit here. Garrett Walsh. Not sure. Oh. It seems that he has decided to call it quits. Maybe he felt he wasn't on pace enough to challenge anyone, or... That's unfortunate though. You always like to see people finishing their races. So we're over to Paul Davies, who has, you know, been kind of under the radar, just been running his race as well, and he's managed to get inside the top 5. So that's good on him. I really like the livery on his car. I think he used that, he's been using that since season 1. Looks really good. I like the contrast. Seems if we look at the fastest times here, let's go over to P1 Marcus Lawrence, still in a solid lead of about 15 seconds. As the headlights are coming on again. A few too many off tracks. Yeah, that's no problem. It didn't look like you were, you know, that much of a danger to anyone, so I always encourage people to to finish their race at least. But obviously, if you feel yourself your confidence is not that high, then maybe it is better to pull over. So hopefully better the next round. So I guess everyone has the cars have decided to start to come out of stealth mode. But yeah, Marcus Lawrence just running comfortably. Fastest lap being a 57.6 if you look in the bottom right. We compare that to P2 of Vincent Erbrich. His fastest lap was about 0.6, although 0.6 lower, although they do seem to be running about the same pace now. But I mean, Vincent here needs a miracle to happen if he wants to catch up to P2 there. I'm just taking a look at the midfield there, seeing if there's anything that might... Looks like Ian Assels, he's lost 5 seconds this lap. Let's take a look back, see if he lost it anywhere. Oh, the camera work is good. Oh, big off for him. That explains the time loss. Cameramen were a bit drunk there on the first part though. Looking at the ladies maybe. There we go. That has actually allowed Ryan Daniels to close right up onto Ian Assels here. Let's take a look here. Obviously Ian now might have put a bit of a flat spot on his tire, but a big off like that, he might have some dirt on his tire, so Ryan Daniels might be able to do something here in the last 10 minutes of the race. Within half a second now. Surely Ryan will be looking for the move here. And then after that, he's only about 3 seconds off P7 there, so it might be close one for that towards the end. So Ryan has a really good run. It's close right up to Ian Assels. It's within striking distance. Ian Assels is already taking a bit of a defensive line. Into the last 9 minutes of the race here, Ryan is closing up. Obviously in the slipstream, he's going to make a move. He went for the move on the inside. Wow, what a clean pass. Very good move. Ian is looking for the cutback though, but doesn't manage to do it. Oh, Ryan though, a little bit too much of the inside of the curb there. But yeah, it looks like Ian is might be struggling a little bit on his tires there after he had that big off. But Ryan Daniels also had quite a good recovery race after he had that the big off at the start there, which put him at the back. Oh, actually a little bit of a mistake. Just lets Ian close right up again. Oh, as we'll see side by side. Down the back straight. Heading into that long swinging right-hander. Who's gonna be brave enough on the brakes? Ooh, and they touch. Oh, that is not good. Oh, that is really unfortunate to see in the last stages of the race here. Maybe they'll motivate Ryan Daniels even more. We'll take a look back at that battle later on here. Let's take a look here at Shane in the Bentley. He's been slowly closing up to Tony Hurst here. Tony is struggling a little bit for pace, it seems. His last lap was a 2:01.3 and Shane was about half a second faster. I don't see Ryan Daniels here. Right back up to the back of Ian. So Ryan obviously has the pace to overtake him, but obviously that incident caused a little bit of a disturbance there. But Ryan is looking feisty in the last 6 minutes here. It's within 4/10 again. Oh yeah, he's looking aggressive. He's pushing his car all out. He's gonna make this overtake right now, isn't he? At the same place where the incident happened. Let's see if he wants to make the move. No, he's gonna wait a little bit longer. Ian has to probably go defensive here. He doesn't. Yep, that leaves the door open. Ryan's gonna try to break him. Nope, can't do it. Ooh, what a close fight with 5 minutes remaining. We'll see about 3 or 4 more laps in which Ryan has to try to get past Ian here, but Ian is doing a good job overall here, maintaining that position. Bit unfortunate that the two came together because they were having a really good fight there. Ooh, Ryan runs a bit wide. Maybe he has a little bit of damage. Not too comfortable with the car anymore. By looking at his driving, he is really pushing the car though. Trying to get that position back. So take a look here at someone we haven't given any love yet, which is Doug Cooper in the Aston Martin. I don't believe we've shown him much on the screen yet. He's also been kind of running his own race. Don't think he's necessarily close to anyone. But you know, fair play for him to stick it out till the end. Might be some good experience for him as well, as we can now see the like of Vincent Erbrich closing up to him. Vincent is in P2, so we'll likely see... Oh, it's a bit of an awkward spot to be overtaken on, but it all came out fine. With 3.5 minutes to go, Ryan Daniels still about a second from Ian Assels. Doug Cooper also still running in stealth mode, which, you know, it's not of his own choosing. It's Assetto Corsa choosing that for him. As we are coming to the end here, it seems like our leaderboard is somewhat decided already, as we can see here. Ryan Daniels again closing up to Ian Assels, and they are gonna have a fight right till the end. As stealth mode is now off for Ryan Daniels as well. He's looking to fully attack, no more No more trickeries. He's just gonna go all out now. Lights blaring at the back of Ian. So I believe our leader, Marcus Lawrence, will start his last lap soon here. See if he's actually far behind. He's coming up to the last corner here, I believe.
Okay, the leader is on the final
There
lap
we
now.
go.
Give it
Marcus
time.
Lawrence has started the last lap. If we take a look at... Oh, Ryan Daniels got passed. I just missed that. Let's take a look at the replay and see how we set that up. Oh, going onto the back straight, he had a really good run out of there. This time Ian seems to be leaving him a lot of room, maybe because of that incident of earlier. Oh, again, side by side, and that's where Ryan did it. That's a good overtake right there.
The leader is on the final lap now.
He seems to be having a battle right until the end. Actually, Ryan has now pulled away now that he's behind. And let's go back to our leader of the race. And going to be a race winner here, Marcus Lawrence. He has dominated the entire race with about a 12-second gap. There is near to nothing that can ruin this race for him. He just has to take it easy and over the line. As he comes onto the first straight here. Yeah, he's just run a clean race all through, and like I said before, his setup work, he spent a lot of time on the car, so... And here we go as Marcus Lawrence comes across the line to win round 4 at Silverstone. Great job on his behalf. And in second place, we have Vincent Erbrich. Probably pretty pleased with his result as well. Then in third, we have Benny Benzel in the Nissan. Did a good job. He seems to be happy with it. That's a podium. And in fourth, Jordan Wansink. Also ran a very decent race, just at his own pace. Fifth place, we'll have Paul Davies. A couple of people, Domi Person and Doug Cooper, have already finished their race, so I imagine they were pretty close behind the leader there. There we go, Paul Davies for a top 5. Seems to be happy with that, looking at the flashing lights. And we have Tony Hurst coming across the line in his Honda. We have Shane, he seems to be, don't know what's going on there. He hasn't finished yet. What has... Oh, he's ran out of fuel, hasn't he? Oh no. Oh no, that's horrible. I think he ran out of fuel. Harvey overtakes him there. Oh no. Thomas Shane has pulled off to the side of the road. Oh, as we look Alan Day. He's actually gonna push him to the line. Look at that. What great sportsmanship from Alan Day. That's lovely to see. As we'll have our last 2 finishers here That is beautiful to see. Alan Day is gonna push Thomas Shane across the line for his finish. There we go. They have finished. Great job from Alan Day in 12th. Pushing, in 11th actually, pushing Shane across the line there. So our winner of today, Marcus Lawrence, a deserved victory, dominated all the way through. Yeah, nothing much more to say. Round 4 is in the books. I think everyone will be pleased with their race. Some people might look to do a bit better next time around. And if you're interested, look at the links down below to join us at www.pcdc.link. You can find all the information below the stream as well. If you're interested to join our league, feel free to do so. We accept anyone, any skill level, as long as you manage to keep your car somewhat safe on the track and you enjoy some racing. Make sure to join us. And this has been the round 4 at Silverstone. And I am going to wish you guys a very good rest of your night or day, whatever it might be. And then we will see you next time. Goodbye.